Hi winners, it's Kevin Ward with Yes Masters Real Estate Success Training, helping you get more yeses and more successes in your business and in your life. And today's video is about the bell curve and where you want your life to end up, where you want your lifestyle to end up, where you want to live on a daily basis in terms of achievement, in terms of fulfillment in your life. And I want to talk about blowing outside of the bell curve, because see, here's the bell curve is based on a worldview that says, you know what, most people are just going to be average. And when you look at it in reality, that's how average is determined. However, the people that I work with, and you're probably watching this video because you're not interested in just being average. And the problem with this bell curve is that our entire educational society and our educational system in a lot of ways is built on the bell curve. The media plays to the bell curve. It plays to everybody that's in the middle. It plays to the masses, and yet real opportunity, real success does not exist in the thinking of the masses, and it certainly doesn't exist here. Because see, the problem with the bell curve is that the belly of the bell curve, if you can imagine this being a belly, the belly of the bell curve is stuffed with mediocrity. Because the way the bell curve works, it says, hey, there's going to be a few people down at the bottom, there's going to be a few people at the top, and then everybody else is going to be in the middle. And the middle is just people who are getting by. It's people who are average. The challenge is that you don't want to be mediocre, because over here in the upper side, the upper end of it, is where all the opportunity is. Now, here's the reality in the world we live in today, and that is there has never been a time in history where there has been as much opportunity as there is today. Not just in America, but everywhere in the world because of technology. The technology has made the world so much smaller, in the internet, and just the way we are as a world and as a society. There's so much opportunity today, and virtually anyone can put themselves in a position to move from the 97% of mediocrity to the 3% of those who really have the lifestyle and the life that they want. Now, I'm not talking about necessarily all graded by money. What I'm talking about is having the lifestyle that you really want, where the opportunity is to be able to have control of your life, to be able to do the things you want to do, when you want to do them, with whom you want to do them. And it's not a matter of who's good, who's bad. Listen, the center of the bell curve, there's tons of people who are good people. It's not about whether you're good or bad, or you're worthy or you're not worthy. It's simply a matter of where do you want to live your life. And the challenge is we all want to take advantage of opportunity. We all want more in our life. We want to be successful. We want to feel fulfilled. And yet so much of our thinking, so much of the way we are is conditioned based upon the thinking of mediocrity. And so I want to just kind of today challenge you and motivate you to realize, if you want to move from mediocre to the land of opportunity, if you want to move where the real opportunity is to have the lifestyle you want, there are really four things that have to transition in your life from mediocrity to opportunity. Because if you want to live here, which is where opportunity resides, it's where you can have the lifestyle that you want, there's some things that have to change in you. Now, there's four things. Number one, the first thing that changed for me is one, you got to change your aim, which means if you want to be here, you can't. If you want to live here, you got to aim here. You can't think here and never expect to show up here. Because achieving at a high level, success is not accidental. It doesn't happen just by thinking, okay, well, if it works out, it works out. That's what I call lottery thinking. If I win the lottery, yes, I'm going to be rich. If not, I'm just going to be mediocre. Okay, that's cool. That's a financial skill. But the reality is, if you want to end up here, you got to change where you're aiming. You got to aim for it. You got to have a clear vision of that's where I want to live. The second thing that you got to change is you got to change your attitude. And that's the way you think about things, you think about life, you think about people. Is you can't have the thinking of mediocrity toward yourself, toward opportunity, toward other people, of skepticism or of fear. You can't live with that type of attitude or procrastination or just that mentality of living in your comfort zone. You can't think that way and ever end up here. The third thing that's got to change is your association. And that is, listen, you can't, now this is the way they told it to me when I was a kid. They said it's hard to, you can't soar with the eagles while you're surrounding yourself with turkeys. That was the way they told me, okay? I know that's kind of hick, maybe a little bit. I grew up in Texas, what can I say? But it was the power of your association. And we were taught this even as little kids, that you become like the people you hang out with. Well, look at your friends. Okay, if your friends are living in a world of mediocrity, don't be surprised if that's where your success ends up, is being stuck here in mediocrity. You've got to change your association, getting around people. And one of the big things that has changed for me has been changing the level of my association and putting myself around people and seeking out mentors and seeking out coaches that took me way out of my comfort zone, way out of the status quo, that stretched me, that helped me grow, that helped me develop a higher sense of self-worth that came here. And then the final thing you've got to change is you've got to change your actions. And that's simply that people who succeed at a high level take different actions than people that don't succeed at a high level. The high achievers, they respond differently to opportunity than those who live a mediocre life. People who achieve at high levels respond different to adversity than those who live a mediocre life. Because the reality is see, a lot of people let obstacles stop them. But high achievers, adversity and obstacles just drive them, just fire them up, and it gives them the challenge, and they just break through it and go on. And when they see opportunity, while the mediocre mentality is to analyze it, think about it, to look and see what could go wrong, to worry about it, those who achieve at a high level, the ones who can look at it, they're aiming for the high level. They have, their attitude is, I can figure this out. They look at it, they assess it, and they make a decision quickly, and they take action. It's the people they hang around with do the same thing, so it helps just build on itself if you do that. If you want to move your life from mediocrity to the life of opportunity, to a life of fulfillment and a life of achievement, these are the things you got to make sure every day that I'm aiming right, I'm thinking right, I'm hanging out with the right people, and I'm taking the right actions that will take my life from where I am today to where I want to be. If the video helps you, I hope you like it. I hope it makes some sense to you. If you like it, feel free to share it, comment on it, give it a thumbs up, and everything you do, embrace your life, engage opportunity, and always expect yes. Boom. How long